As Ranking Member Huffman for an opening statement.
Thank you, Chair Westerman, and good morning. Today we have a dozen bills on the agenda covering everything from cormorants to agency hiring authority and lead ammunition. And on paper, it might look like a grab bag of unrelated proposals, but there are actually some common threads running through many of these if you look closely. Now, many of the bills pose the same question to members of this committee. Are we going to prioritize policies that advance real conservation, both today and for our kids and grandkids? Are we going to advance legislation that undermines long-term stewardship, outdoor access, and the best available science? Are we going to advance policies that stand up for the future of hunting, fishing, and healthy ecosystems? Are we going to let short-term thinking and political expedience drive our natural resources management and decision-making? Unfortunately, some of the bills we're considering today move us in the wrong direction on these questions. Take H.R. 281, the so-called Grizzly Bear State Management Act. This bill would force the premature delisting of grizzly bears in the greater Yellowstone and northern Continental Divide ecosystems, ignoring years of best available science, and as a clear example of politics overtaking responsible management and the bedrock principles of how the Endangered Species Act is supposed to work. We see the same pattern with H.R. 2462, the Black Vulture Relief Act, which would weaken protections for migratory birds. We also have H.R. 556 before us, the so-called Protecting Access for Hunters and Anglers Act. And despite its name, what this bill actually does is undermine science-based conservation measures that keep wildlife populations healthy and habitats intact by preemptively blocking sensible rules on toxic lead ammunition and tackle in certain cases, rules that are supported by overwhelming evidence. It threatens the very resources that hunters and anglers rely on, and over time, that's going to mean less habitat, fewer fish and game, and ultimately fewer opportunities for the very recreation this bill claims it is defending. If we care about outdoor traditions, we have to be honest that they can't survive without conservation that lasts beyond the next hunting and fishing season. Now, science shows us that wiping out predators throws the entire ecosystem out of balance. Hurts everyone, including ranchers, farmers, and sportsmen. Science shows that the lead contamination that we are celebrating with one of these bills significantly impacts native fish and wildlife with consequences that ripple beyond any single season, any single region. The science shows that if we care about our economy and our natural heritage, that we need to let the best available science in both short and long-term conservation needs guide the decisions that we make. But science isn't just about stopping bad decisions, it's also how we build good ones. When we invest in fishery research, wildfire preparedness, and habitat restoration, we strengthen the foundation of sustainable recreation now and for generations to come. Hunters and anglers know better than most that preserving outdoor access depends on conservation. Preserving access isn't just about today, it's about making sure that our kids and our grandkids can enjoy the same cherished places and outdoor access opportunities that we've been fortunate to have. And that's why the bills before us that claim to protect access really deserve some scrutiny. If a bill undermines the very conservation systems that make access possible, it doesn't deserve our support. We should reject the false choice between access and conservation that several of these bills today are premised on, because access and conservation are not in competition, they actually depend on each other. So as we work through the bills today, Mr. Chairman, I hope my colleagues will ask a few basic questions. Does each bill reflect real stewardship? Does it respect science? Does it protect outdoor access as a promise to future generations? If the answer to any of these is no, we should be willing to put our politics aside and do better. That's what the American people expect of us. I yield back.